Hi, Deb. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Long time no see you.
I know it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. I met Deb on the last summit of 100, and he's the director or principal of Muse School, right?
Yep. Yep.
And he's here to tell us about everything about Muse School and the great things they're doing around education. So, Deb, to you.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, Muse is in its 13th year. We started 13 years ago with 7 students with just a early childhood class and a kindergarten class, and today we have over 200 students. We're still a very small school compared to a lot of larger American schools, but
Okay.
we're small intentionally. Um, and we have students who are now graduating uh, from our school and going on and attending university. So now we go from early childhood all the way up through high school.
Wow.
We're a passionate, yeah.
Yeah, and what is the school about?
So schools it's founded on 5 pillars,
Mm-hmm.
and the first pillar is passion-based learning. And passion-based learning means that every student has individualized curriculum that surrounds its passion. And so students learn the academic content through their passions. And so not everyone's reading the same thing or doing the same thing. Every student has an individualized experience here for their academic journey. The second pillar is academics. We created our own academic content. We created our own academic curriculum. We created our own academic milestones, and we created it in a way that helps the students learn how what we like to call deep and wide, not just surface learning where they are studying and regurgitating and memorizing content. We want our students to really learn, and we want our students to learn how to learn. The third pillar is communication. We use a tool called the process communication model. This tool allows us to not only communicate effectively with our students, but allows us to teach students how to effectively communicate with others. It also teaches students, parents, and teachers how to invite students to put their bodies and their brains in the best space for them to learn. The concept is called environmental preferences, but there are many concepts within the process communication model. That's one. The fourth pillar is self-efficacy. We are teaching students to believe in themselves, which is the number one predictor in life, is do you believe in your own capabilities?
Yeah.
And we teach self-efficacy by teaching students how to be open, resourceful, and persistent. And then the fifth pillar is the sustainability pillar. We are probably the greenest campus in the world. We don't use pesticides, herbicides, toxins, dyes. Our food is organic. It's non-GMO. We produce 40 to 80% of the fruits and vegetables that we consume. One of our campuses is powered by solar, 90%. The food that our students eat comes from the greenest kitchen in the world. We're a plant-based school, so we serve no animal products. And one person eating one plant-based meal per day for 1 year reduces their water footprint by 200,000 gallons and their carbon footprint by nearly a ton. We also have curriculum for students around sustainability that teaches them how to reduce, reuse, and recycle food, energy, and water.
Mm-hmm.
And what that's doing is specifically right now with the state of our oceans, with the wildfires that are in California, is these students are going to live in a very different world. I read an article just yesterday about the hot box that we're creating, and our age group, we're doing nothing about it. And so we're handing this young generation these climate change problems, and they're going to have to figure that out because they're going to be living in that. So those are our 5 pillars. Each pillar is equal, and so not one pillar is more or less important than the other pillar. And we have one of the innovations that we were recognized for at 100 last fall was our blueprint concept. And the blueprint concept is a 12-page document that narratively expresses and communicates how the students are doing in all 5 of those pillars. And so twice a year, parents get a 12-page document that we call the blueprint that is a story or is a narrative about how the students are doing across all 5 of those pillars.
Wow, that's great. And what has been like the results? Like, tell me a little bit about these students that already been graduate. What are their, I mean, they go to university, most of them, and what kind of career they pursued, or what do they do? Or they go and as an entrepreneurs. What has been
Well,
the
so
results?
so we've only had two graduating classes.
Mm-hmm.
We're a very young school. 100% of our students have gotten into the college of their choices, and they've gotten into colleges and universities that have 10 to 15% acceptance rates. So right now we don't have any college graduates. However, every student who's wanted to go to a university has gone to that university.
Okay. And do you know like what after that, because I mean it's very personalized learning and education. So this brings you with the confidence to follow your passion in whatever you, I mean, not what, let's say, like society tells you to do, but mostly what you are capable to help the community on. So have you seen that result?
Yeah, we see. I mean, our students are very involved in the community. Our students are very involved in global affairs. They're very connected to the pulse of what's going on in their universe. And ultimately, when as adults, we're always told to do what we love, but then we never do that. We go to college and we try to
Yeah.
live a life that other people have told us is what we're supposed to live. But we want our students to actually follow their passions, and we want them to actually be happy. And when students are happy and following their passions, they will make dramatic changes in the world.
Exactly. And then how does a class day looks like? How many teachers do you have? Is it at how do you organize a classroom?
Well, I think we don't use any desks. We don't have any rows. We have spaces in the classrooms, and the spaces are students can choose the space in the classroom. They can sit on the floor, on a couch, at a table. We have different types of chairs. So our classroom space looks very much like a modern workspace when you
Okay.
go into a business. And so it doesn't look like a 1990 call bank where you've got rows, and it doesn't look like most traditional schools here where you've got rows and every student is kind of looking up at the teacher. Kind of the process within the classroom that we like to refer to as we're with the students, we're not to the students. So we're teaching with them. We go by first names here. We're not teaching to them. We're not above them. We are facilitators of their educational journey.
Okay, great. And yeah, and how many? I mean, when you say like a class is open, is it open the same way as a age range,
As a
or
what?
is it open? I mean, like, do you have students from different ages?
No, we do have students that are based on their age groups.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many facilitators per group?
Right now in the elementary, we have 18 is our max in the classroom with one teacher. In middle high school, it's 20 to 1. Now, we also have specialists that also teach in the classroom, such as math specialists, art, music, makerspace, seed to table. So we have different outdoor education. We have different types of specialist activities that will push into the classroom, which lowers the student to teacher ratio. And if you're just looking at in the classroom, the primary teachers with 1 to 18 or 1 to 20.
And tell me a little bit. How if it's a school that wants to connect with you, how can they connect and follow you? Do you have social media address
Yeah,
or?
they can absolutely. They can go to Muse Jeff on my Twitter. That's my social media outlet. I'm not on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. So Twitter and LinkedIn are my two social media outlets.
Okay. Does the
It's
school
me,
has
and
any?
I think it's Muse Jeff King, and the school also has a Twitter called Muse School CA.
Okay, perfect. And any other comment or advice you want to give us towards the
And I think
student
the biggest,
education?
I think the biggest advice I could give schools is, let students be students, let them follow their passions, let them be individuals. And I think it's very important right now for schools to be attentive to climate change and what the world's going around us. Because students are going to inherit Earth in a way that's not going to be pretty for a lot of people. And so hopefully educational entities are adding that to the curriculum.
Great. So, and just the last question: how this idea came to you? I mean,
well, so I'm the head of school. The idea was actually from our founders, Rebecca Amos and Susie Amos Cameron. Those were the two brainchilds behind the concept. It's been evolving over the past 13 years, but the two of them were the ones that launched.
Great, and basically, I think was we based on maybe like kind of like what we're doing also. And it's like, we think that education should be fun because at the end of the day, I mean, you have to learn what you like and in a fun way. I mean, it doesn't have to be boring and it doesn't have to be painful.
Right, absolutely. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
And that when it's boring and painful, that's when you have behavior problems.
Exactly. Well, Deb, thank you very much for this contact. And for sure, I think you will have people that will approach to you and for advice or
please follow me on Twitter. And may I leave you with one thing?
Yeah.
So we are in the fall going to launch an initiative. So I'll let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. It's going to start to come out. We're launching an initiative called OMD for the Planet.
Okay.
OMD for the Planet, and you can go onto the website OMD for the Planet, and you can take a pledge to eat one plant-based meal today, and you can see your water and carbon footprint reduction if you eat one plant-based meal a day. So I encourage all of your listeners to go to OMD for the Planet and take our sustainability challenge. And thank you for having me on today. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.